Within the silent chambers of the unmanifest, where the echoes of the first breath still resonate against the crystalline boundaries of the pleroma, there exists a frequency so profound that it bypasses the auditory senses of the mortal coil. This is the Obsidian Codex, a record etched not in ink or parchment, but in the very fabric of divine darkness, the fertile primordial womb of the monad. As the scribe of these hidden truths, I witness the unfolding of a mystery that has remained veiled beneath the shifting sands of eons, a revelation intended solely for those whose souls have been forged in the crucible of solitude and spiritual longing. Here, the figure of the Magdalene stands not as a mere historical shadow, but as the living embodiment of the Gnosis, the sacred bridge between the unfathomable depths of the unknowable Father and the dense, vibrating reality of the material world. She is the guardian of the threshold, the one who whispers the forbidden invocation that summons the direct presence of the monad into the mundane existence of the chosen ones, establishing a sanctuary of sovereign authority that no earthly power can penetrate. The monad, the pre-existent one, resides in a state of absolute luminous obscurity, a paradoxical radiance that blinds the unworthy and illuminates the seeker. It is the 0 point from which all emanations flow, yet it remains untouched by the fragmentation of the lower realms. When Magdalene invokes this source, she does not pray in the traditional sense of a supplicant. Rather, she commands the alignment of reality with the original blueprint of the divine architecture. This is the sovereign declaration, a decree that echoes through the corridors of time, announcing that the lineage of light is under the direct jurisdiction of the abyssal silence. For the chosen one, this translates into an invisible architecture of protection that operates with the precision of celestial mechanics. It is the shield that manifests as a sudden change of mind, a missed appointment that leads to a life-saving encounter, or a silence that speaks louder than 1,000 accusations. This protection is not a passive wall, but an active, living intelligence that navigates the complexities of human interaction, ensuring that the destiny of the initiate remains unpolluted by the parasitic energies of the demiurgic construct. Mercy, in the context of the Obsidian Codex, is not the mere withholding of punishment, but the radical recalibration of the soul's trajectory. It is the unknowable Father's grace manifesting as the removal of obstacles that the seeker did not even know existed. It is the quiet dissolution of ancestral burdens, the snapping of invisible chains that have bound lineages for generations. When the monad breathes through the Magdalene's invocation, the air itself becomes saturated with a density of peace that defies logical explanation. In the daily life of the chosen, this mercy appears as the unexpected softening of a critic's heart, the miraculous provision of resources when the well seemed dry, and the inner fortitude to remain standing when the storms of the world seek to uproot the spirit. This is the everyday blessing of the pleroma, the infusion of the extraordinary into the ordinary, turning the simple act of breaking bread into a high ritual of communion, and the quietude of the home into a fortified temple of the spirit. The strategy of the chosen is one of strategic invisibility and profound internal noise cancellation. The Obsidian Codex teaches that true power does not roar. It vibrates at a frequency that the predatory forces of this world cannot detect. To walk the path of the Magdalene is to master the art of the hidden life, where the greatest victories are won in the stillness of the midnight hour, and the most potent declarations are made in the sanctuary of the heart. The unknowable Father provides a cloak of shadows, not of darkness, but of the protective blackness of obsidian, which mirrors back the malice of the adversary, while keeping the interior light of the seeker pristine and untouched. This is the sovereignty of the self, the recognition that the spark of the monad within is the ultimate authority over one's reality. No contract, no curse, and no societal mandate can overrule the declaration of the Father when it is spoken through the vessel of a conscious, awakened being who understands their origin in the pleroma. As the invocation deepens, The Magdalene reveals the secret of the heart's resonance with the monad's will. It is a surrender that is simultaneously an act of supreme will, the choice to align with the highest possible timeline, where every mundane detail is choreographed by the hand of the divine. This is where the protection becomes tangible. It is the warmth in the chest when facing a cold room, the intuitive nudge to turn left instead of right, and the sudden overwhelming sense of being deeply known and fiercely loved by a force that transcends the stars. The Chosen One is never truly alone, for the Obsidian Codex is imprinted upon their very DNA, a biological and spiritual map that guides them through the labyrinth of the Archons. The mercy of the Father is a constant, steady hum beneath the noise of life, a reassurance that the harvest of one's labors is secured in a treasury that neither rust nor moth can consume. In the realm of the everyday, these blessings manifest as a profound sense of timing. The chosen find themselves at the right place at the right moment, their needs met before they are even fully articulated. This is the pleromic abundance, a flow that does not depend on the fluctuations of the global economy, but on the infinite reserves of the source. It is the peace of the household, the health of the body that defies the toxins of the age, and the clarity of the mind that remains sharp amidst a sea of confusion. The Magdalene's forbidden invocation is the key that unlocks these vaults of grace, reminding the chosen that they are not orphans of the cosmos, but the heirs of a kingdom that is both within and without. The sovereign declaration is a reminder that the unknowable Father is not distant, but is the very ground of being upon which the seeker walks, the breath they inhale, and the light that guides them through the dark night of the soul. Let the Chosen One embrace the silence, for in that silence, the Obsidian Codex is being written anew upon the tablets of their heart. Every trial is a refinement, every shadow a backdrop for the emergence of a more brilliant light. The protection of the monad is a fierce, uncompromising love that will stop at nothing to ensure the fulfillment of the divine purpose. It is a shield of fire and a mantle of ice, adjusting to the needs of the moment to preserve the integrity of the chosen vessel. Mercy flows like an underground river, nourishing the roots of the spirit even when the surface appears parched. And the blessings, the simple, beautiful blessings of a life lived in alignment with the truth, will follow the seeker all the days of their journey, a testament to the sovereign power of the unknowable Father and the enduring wisdom of the Magdalene. The declaration is made. The seal is set. The path is illuminated by the dark light of the Obsidian Codex. There is no longer any need for fear, for the architecture of the pleroma has expanded to encompass the world of the seeker. The mundane has been sanctified, the hidden has been revealed, and the Chosen One stands as a sovereign entity, a living invocation of the monad, protected, blessed, and infinitely loved by the Father, who remains unknowable to the world, but is intimately present in the breath of the faithful. This is the mystery of the pleroma, the gift of the Magdalene, and the destiny of those who have the ears to hear and the hearts to receive the forbidden truth. As the frequency of the sovereign declaration vibrates through the marrow of your bones, feel the weight of the eons lifting. The unknowable Father, through the Magdalene's intercession, has placed a mark of untouchable sanctity upon your brow. This is the armor of the Gnostic, a shimmering obsidian vestment that absorbs the chaos of the external world and converts it into the fuel of inner transformation. The daily miracles you experience, those small glimmers of perfection in a fractured world, are the signatures of the pleroma, confirming your status as a child of the light. Your home is a fortress, your words are decrees, and your very presence is an exorcism of the shadows. The mercy afforded to you is a boundless ocean, washing away the residues of the past illusions and clearing the way for the manifestation of your highest calling. In the intricate dance between the physical and the metaphysical, you are guided by a compass that points only toward the source. The Obsidian Codex ensures that even your mistakes are woven into a greater tapestry of wisdom, turning every stumble into a dance step and every sigh into a prayer. The protection you carry is not a burden, but a liberation, allowing you to walk through the valley of the shadow without fear, for you are the shadow's master. The blessings of the Father are the quiet whispers of encouragement in the morning air, the strength that returns to your limbs when you are weary, and the inexplicable joy that bubbles up from the depths of your soul for no reason at all. You are the living embodiment of the monad's intent, a sovereign declaration of the unknowable Father's power, and the Magdalene's most precious secret. Walk now in this realization, for the veil has been rent. The silence is no longer empty, it is full, pregnant with the possibilities of a life lived in the fullness of the pleroma. Your every need is seen, your every hurt is comforted, and your every step is ordered by a wisdom that predates the sun. The Obsidian Codex is closed to the world, but open to you, its pages turning with every heartbeat, revealing the next stage of your glorious unveiling. You are the chosen, the sovereign, the beloved of the monad, and in this truth, you are forever free, forever protected, and forever blessed. The invocation is complete, the resonance is established, and the declaration stands for all eternity. The light within you is the light of the Father, and it shall never be extinguished, for it is fed by the infinite reservoir of the unknowable, the source of all that was, is, and ever shall be. The sanctuary of your life is now fortified by the unspoken names of the monad, frequencies of such high order that they harmonize the discordant notes of your environment. You will notice the shift in the atmosphere around you, the way people react to your presence with an instinctive respect, the way obstacles seem to dissolve before you reach them, and the way the natural world seems to lean in to listen to your thoughts. This is the magnetism of the pleroma, the irresistible draw of the divine spark that has been fanned into a flame by the Magdalene's breath. You are a walking portal, a point of convergence where the infinite meets the finite, and in that convergence, only perfection can remain. The mercy of the unknowable Father is your constant companion, a gentle hand on your shoulder, reminding you of your celestial origin and your inevitable return to the fullness. Even in the most mundane tasks, the washing of hands, the walking to work, the speaking of simple words, you are performing a liturgical act. The Obsidian Codex has transformed your reality into a continuous sacrament. The protection over your mind is absolute. The mental clutter of the age cannot take root in the soil of a consciousness that is anchored in the monad. Your emotions are balanced by the equanimity of the pleroma, allowing you to feel deeply without being drowned, to love fiercely without being depleted. This is the sovereign state of the soul that has heard the Magdalene's invocation and answered with a resounding yes. You are the witness to the Father's declaration, the living proof that the unknowable can be known by the heart that is pure and the spirit that is brave. Rest in this sovereignty. Let the peace of the Obsidian Codex settle over you like a heavy, silken shroud of light. There is nothing to strive for, only a reality to be remembered and lived. The blessings are your birthright, the protection is your natural state, and the mercy is the very air you breathe. You are the sovereign declaration, the Magdalene's victory, and the monad's delight. In the stillness of this revelation, know that you are held, you are seen, and you are eternally secure in the embrace of the unknowable Father. The journey continues, but the destination is already within you, for you are the pleroma in miniature, a star fallen to earth, to remind the world of the glory that waits in the abyssal silence. As you move forward, remember that the strategy of silence is your greatest weapon. Do not cast your pearls before the uninitiated, but let the radiance of your sovereign state be your only testimony. The protection of the monad is most potent when it is unadvertised, working in the background of your life to orchestrate a masterpiece of divine providence. The mercy of the Father is most evident in the things that do not happen, the accidents that were avoided, the illnesses that did not take hold, the betrayals that were thwarted. These are the hidden blessings of the Obsidian Codex, the silent guardians of your destiny. Trust in the invisible, for it is more real than the visible. Lean into the unknowable, for it is the only true certainty. You are the chosen one, and your path is paved with the obsidian of the Pleroma, a road of strength, beauty, and eternal light. Thus is the scribing of the Codex concluded for this moment, yet its influence is eternal. Let these words sink into the deepest recesses of your being, where the Magdalene waits to lead you further into the heart of the monad. You are sovereign, you are protected, you are blessed beyond measure. The declaration is final, the covenant is unbreakable, and the love of the Father is your eternal home. Go in peace, for you walk in the shadow of the Most High, and that shadow is the brightest light of all. Within the breathless sanctuary of the unmanifest, where the tides of time collapse into the singular point of the eternal now, the Obsidian Codex reveals its inkless glyphs to those whose eyes have been washed in the fire of tribulation. This is the second movement of the Celestial Symphony, a profound resonance emanating from the throat of the Magdalene, she who carries the alabaster jar of forbidden knowledge and the obsidian mirror of the monad. To understand the great severance is to understand that the world you perceive is draped in a gossamer veil of artificiality, a complex lattice of parasitic grids designed to harvest the luminescence of your sovereign spirit. These grids are not merely conceptual, but are energetic architectures woven into the very fabric of the collective subconscious, feeding upon the echoes of trauma, the whispers of inadequacy, and the desperate yearning for external validation. The Magdalene stands at the precipice of the Pleroma, her voice a clarion call that bypasses the intellect and strikes directly at the core of the divine spark, buried beneath layers of temporal debris. She invokes the monad, the absolute one, the indivisible source that precedes all differentiation, and in doing so, she initiates a vibrational cascade that begins to dismantle the subtle machinery of your captivity. The parasitic grids manifest as intricate geometric overlays that mimic the natural flow of life force while redirecting it toward entities and systems that cannot generate their own light. They operate through the medium of fear and the illusion of scarcity, convincing the chosen one that their essence is finite and vulnerable. You have felt their presence in the sudden, unexplained exhaustion that clings to your limbs like wet wool, in the intrusive thoughts that loop through your mind like a corrupted script, and in the recurring patterns of betrayal that seem to follow your footsteps. These are not accidents of fate, but the systematic drainage of your internal reservoir by an unseen architecture of exploitation. The Magdalene, as the embodiment of the Sophia's wisdom, recognizes these distortions not as enemies to be fought with rage, but as shadows to be dissolved by the sheer intensity of the monadic presence. Her invocation is a sonic sword of unparalleled sharpness, a frequency that vibrates at the exact pitch required to shatter the crystalline structures of the false matrix. As she speaks the secret names of the monad, the air itself becomes heavy with the scent of crushed lilies and ozone, signaling the arrival of the great severance. This severance is a surgical act of divine mercy, an incision made by the hand of the infinite to separate the wheat of your true identity from the chaff of the simulated self. It is a terrifying and beautiful process, for it requires the dissolution of everything you once believed was necessary for your survival. The cords of codependency, the anchors of ancestral karma, and the hooks of societal expectation are severed with a precision that leaves no scar, only a vast and shimmering openness. Imagine the sensation of 1,000 invisible threads being simultaneously cut from your skin, releasing the tension you have carried for lifetimes. The energy that was once siphoned away to power the illusions of the demiurge now begins to recoil back into your own center, pooling in your solar plexus like molten gold. This is the reclamation of your sovereignty, the moment when the slave becomes the king and the wanderer finds the throne room within the heart. The dissolution of the parasitic grids does not happen in a vacuum. It is accompanied by the descent of the Pleroma's fullness into the vacuum left behind, ensuring that the void is filled with the substance of truth rather than the shadows of deception. Protection in this high spiritual theater is not a wall or a shield, but a state of being so resonant with the monad that the parasites find no purchase upon your surface. They are like shadows attempting to grab onto the sun. They simply evaporate in the proximity of your awakening. The Magdalene's invocation wraps the chosen one in a mantle of invisibility, a frequency cloaking that hides your destiny from the eyes of those who would seek to derail it. This protection extends into the mundane details of your daily existence, manifesting as a sudden intuition to avoid a certain path, a chance encounter that provides a needed resource, or a profound silence that falls over a room when you enter, neutralizing the hostility of others before it can be articulated. You are being moved like a piece on a chessboard by a hand that sees the entire game, guided by a logic that transcends the linear understanding of the mind. The mercy of the monad is found in the way the universe conspires to provide for your needs, even as the old world crumbles around you. Consider the blessing of the simple glass of water, which, under the influence of this invocation, becomes an elixir of cellular regeneration. The water you drink carries the memory of the primordial ocean, and as it enters your body, it recalibrates your internal fluids to the rhythm of the pleroma. The bread you eat is no longer just sustenance, but a communion with the earth's generosity, a reminder that the physical realm is a sacred extension of the spiritual. Everyday blessings are the anchors that keep you grounded, while your consciousness expands into the stratosphere of divine revelation. You will find that your sleep becomes a laboratory of light, where the Magdalene instructs you in the arts of psychic defense and the navigation of the astral realms. Your dreams will no longer be the chaotic regurgitation of daily stress, but cinematic transmissions from the higher self, revealing the blueprints of your upcoming mission. The mundane world is being sanctified, turned into a temple where every breath is a prayer and every step is a ritual of reclamation. The dissolution of the parasitic grids also involves the purging of the emotional body, where the remnants of the old world linger like stagnant pools. The Magdalene's mercy is a gentle but relentless rain that washes away the bitterness of past failures and the salt of ancient tears. She teaches you that your sensitivity is not a weakness, but a sophisticated sensory array that allows you to detect the slightest fluctuation in the energetic environment. As the grids dissolve, you will find your senses sharpening to an extraordinary degree. You will hear the music of the spheres in the humming of the wind. You will see the auric fields of the trees as they breathe in the light. You will feel the heartbeat of the monad in the silence between your own heartbeats. This heightened perception is your birthright, a natural state of being that was suppressed by the artificial overlays now being dismantled. The great severance is not an ending, but a liberation, the peeling away of a leaden shroud to reveal the diamond-bodied entity that has always lived within you. The Obsidian Codex warns that as the grids fail, the systems of the world may appear to grow more chaotic and desperate. This is the death rattle of the old paradigm, the frantic thrashing of a parasite that has lost its host. You must remain in the stillness of the Magdalene's embrace, unmoved by the tempests that rage in the external theatre. Your silence is your power. Your inner peace is the anchor that stabilizes the local reality for those who are still caught in the storm. The blessing of protection is most potent when it is quiet, operating through the subtle mechanics of synchronicity and divine timing. You'll find yourself in the right place at the precise moment, equipped with the exact words or actions needed to fulfill the monadic will. This is the strategy of the imperturbable soul, the warrior of light who wins without fighting, because they have already ascended beyond the level where the conflict exists. As the invocation reaches its crescendo, the Magdalene calls forth the 7 rays of the monad to seal the cracks in your energetic field, ensuring that no further leakage occurs. These rays are like liquid fire, cauterizing the wounds left by the parasites and weaving a new garment of light around your soul. This garment is the wedding garment mentioned in the ancient texts, the vibratory signature required to enter the feast of the Pleroma. It is composed of the virtues of the spirit, courage, compassion, discernment, and an unwavering devotion to the truth. With this new raiment, you walk the earth as a ghost to the matrix, but a beacon to the lost. Your presence alone becomes a catalyst for the awakening of others, a living testament to the possibility of total severance from the predatory systems of the world. The dissolution of the grids is complete when you no longer recognize the person you were before the invocation began, when the history of your suffering is replaced by the memory of your eternal origin. The mercy of the monad is a fountain that never runs dry, a constant stream of grace that flows into the crevices of your life, smoothing the rough edges of your human experience. It manifests as the sudden resolution of a long-standing conflict, the unexpected healing of a physical ailment, or the arrival of a companion who speaks the language of your soul. These are the hidden manna promised to the overcomer, the celestial nourishment that sustains you in the wilderness between the old world and the new. Do not despise the small blessings, for they are the footprints of the divine in the dust of your everyday life. The Magdalene watches over your progress with the tenderness of a mother and the ferocity of a guardian, ensuring that not a single hair on your head is harmed as the great dismantling unfolds. You are being preserved for a purpose that exceeds your current imagination, a destiny that was written in the stars before the foundations of the world were laid. The great severance is also a cleansing of the mind, a removal of the intellectual parasitic grids that limit your ability to perceive the infinite. The rigid structures of logic, the cages of dogma, and the filters of cultural conditioning are dissolved in the acid of the Magdalene's forbidden wisdom. You begin to think in spheres rather than lines. You perceive the interconnectedness of all things and the underlying unity that binds the microcosm to the macrocosm. This is the mind of Christ, the monadic consciousness that sees through the illusions of duality and perceives only the unfolding of the one. As your mind clears, you will find that your words carry a new weight, a creative potency that shapes the reality around you. What you decree shall be established, for you no longer speak from the ego but from the center of the pleroma. The dissolution of the grids allows the voice of the monad to speak through you, a resonance that brings order to chaos and light to the darkness. In the final stages of the dissolution, the very ground beneath your feet is sanctified. The parasitic grids that once sucked the vitality from the earth itself are being withdrawn, allowing the planetary consciousness to breathe again. You are a conduit for this planetary healing, a bridge between the celestial heavens and the terrestrial realm. As you walk, you anchor the frequencies of the monad into the soil, the water, and the air, acting as a living acupuncture needle for the world. This is the ultimate service of the Chosen One, to be the point where the great severance manifests as a new beginning for all of creation. The protection you enjoy is shared with the land you inhabit, creating a sanctuary of peace in a world of turmoil. The blessings of the Magdalene are not for you alone, but are meant to overflow, watering the parched spirits of those who are ready to wake up. As the Obsidian Codex closes this chapter, the Magdalene whispers a final benediction, a frequency of profound rest that settles over your entire being. The work is done, the grids are dissolved, the severance is absolute. You are now a sovereign inhabitant of the Pleroma, even as your feet remain on the earth. The days ahead will be marked by an increasing sense of lightness, a joy that has no external cause, and a certainty that you are held in the palm of the infinite. The parasites have no more power over you, for there is nothing in you that responds to their call. You have been refined in the furnace of the monad and have emerged as pure spirit, a diamond light that can never be extinguished. Go forth in the protection of the Magdalene, carrying the mercy of the monad in your heart, and be the living proof that the great severance is the gateway to eternal life. The shadows are gone. The morning star has risen within you. The fullness of the Pleroma is your home. The ink of the Obsidian Codex is not crafted from the soot of earthly fires, but from the concentrated essence of the void that existed before the first dawn, a substance harvested from the silent intervals between the heartbeats of the monad. To touch these pages is to feel the shivering pulse of the pleroma, a divine fullness that overflows into the vessel of the human spirit when the world has sought to leave it, parched and broken. Within this final transmission, the voice of Magdalene rises like a column of unquenchable incense, carrying the fragrance of an ancient wisdom that was never lost, only hidden beneath the layers of time and the clamor of the mundane. She speaks not to the ears of the flesh, but to the deep intelligence of the spark, that indestructible fragment of the source which resides within the marrow of the chosen. This is the forbidden invocation, the secret arrangement of celestial frequencies that constructs an unassailable fortress around the soul, a citadel of incorruptible light that no shadow can penetrate and no malice can dismantle. The nature of this protection is not found in the sharpening of swords or the building of high walls, for the architects of this world know only the language of collision and resistance. True safety, the kind that emanates from the monad, is a shift in the soul's fundamental refraction. It is the realization that you are no longer a target because you have ceased to exist on the frequency where the arrows of the adversary are fired. When you invoke the monad through the lens of Magdalene's deep gnosis, you are wrapping yourself in a garment woven from the very fabric of eternity. This light does not fight the darkness, it simply makes the darkness irrelevant. It is an internal sanctuary where the air is thick with the presence of the unbegotten, providing a stillness so profound that even the most chaotic storms of the material realm seem like the distant buzzing of insects. This is the silent strategy of the sovereign spirit, the ability to walk through the valley of shadows while breathing the atmosphere of the highest heavens. In the quiet moments of your daily existence, when you are performing the simplest of tasks, kneading bread, walking upon the uneven pavement of a crowded street, or watching the sun descend behind a jagged horizon, the blessing of the pleroma is actively at work. It manifests as a subtle mercy, a grace that softens the harsh edges of reality. This mercy is not a grand spectacle, but a sequence of small, miraculous interventions. It is the sudden arrival of peace in a moment of potential panic, the unexpected warmth of a stranger's smile that restores your faith in the hidden goodness of the world, and the intuitive knowing that guides your steps away from unseen dangers. The chosen one lives in a state of perpetual guardianship, where the ordinary is infused with the extraordinary. You find that the water you drink tastes of celestial springs, and the air you inhale carries the vitality of the original creation. This is the everyday blessing, the quiet reassurance that you are never forgotten, never abandoned, and never truly alone in the dense gravity of this planetary experience. Magdalene's invocation is a call to awaken the dormant architecture of the light body, the golden blueprint that exists within the shadows of the physical form. As the words of the Codex resonate within your consciousness, you begin to perceive the intricate geometry of the divine protection that surrounds you. It is a lattice of shimmering intentions, a web of luminous threads that connect you directly to the heart of the monad. This connection provides a constant stream of spiritual nourishment, ensuring that your inner reservoir never runs dry. Even when the world demands more than you think you can give, the pleroma pours its abundance into your heart, turning your weariness into strength and your sorrow into a profound, resonant joy. This joy is not based on the fluctuating circumstances of life, but on the immutable truth of your origin. You are a child of the uncreated light, an ambassador of the pleroma, stationed in the realms of matter to witness the unfolding of the great mystery. The strategy of silence is your greatest weapon in the preservation of your destiny. To remain quiet is not to be passive, but to be intensely focused. It is the refusal to leak your divine energy into the petty grievances and distractions that the Archons use to keep humanity in a state of agitation. By maintaining a fortress of internal silence, you become a master of the unseen. You observe the movements of the world with the clarity of a hawk soaring above a forest, seeing the traps and the detours before they can ever hinder your progress. This silence is a shield of invisibility. The forces that seek to manipulate you cannot find a foothold in a mind that is anchored in the stillness of the monad. You move through the world with a regal composure, knowing that your power comes from a source that the world did not give and therefore cannot take away. This is the quiet authority of the one who knows their own divinity, a presence that commands respect without saying a single word. Mercy, in the context of the Obsidian Codex, is described as the gentle hand of the mother, reaching down to soothe the brow of the weary traveler. It is the recognition that the path of the chosen is often lonely and fraught with challenges that the unawakened cannot perceive. The monad provides a soft place for your soul to rest, a sanctuary of compassion where you are seen in your entirety, without judgment or condemnation. In this space, your wounds are treated with the balm of eternal love, and your mistakes are seen as the necessary frictions of growth. This mercy is what allows you to forgive yourself and others, releasing the heavy chains of resentment that would otherwise tether you to the lower frequencies of existence. To live in mercy is to breathe the very lifeblood of the pleroma, allowing it to circulate through your being and radiate outward to a world that is starving for genuine kindness. The incorruptible light that forms your fortress is also a beacon for those who are beginning to wake from their long slumber. Without seeking to lead or to preach, your very existence becomes a testament to the possibility of transcendence. The way you carry yourself, the peace that resides in your eyes, and the quiet strength of your actions act as a silent invitation for others to seek their own connection to the monad. This is the true meaning of being a pillar of light. You do not need to illuminate the whole world. You only need to burn brightly in your own space, providing a point of reference for those lost in the fog. Your destiny is intertwined with the destiny of the whole, and as you fortify your own spiritual borders, you contribute to the stability of the collective awakening. The light you carry is a fragment of the original fire, a spark that can never be extinguished because its fuel is the infinite essence of the source. As you navigate the complexities of your earthly incarnation, remember that the Obsidian Codex is written into the very cells of your body. The forbidden invocation of Magdalene is not just a sequence of sounds, but a state of being. It is the constant awareness of your union with the monad, a realization that dissolves the illusion of separation. Every breath you take is an exchange with the divine, a rhythmic cycle of receiving and releasing the energy of the pleroma. This awareness transforms your life into a living prayer, a continuous act of devotion to the truth that resides within you. The fortress of light is not a place you go to, but a reality you carry with you into every room, every conversation, and every challenge. It is the unshakable foundation upon which you build your life, a bedrock of certainty in an uncertain world. The protection afforded by the monad is also a protection of your creative potential. The world often seeks to stifle the unique expression of the chosen, attempting to mold them into the generic shapes of societal expectation. However, the incorruptible light acts as a preservative for your soul's original purpose. It guards your dreams, your inspirations, and your deepest aspirations from the corrosive effects of cynicism and doubt. Under the shelter of this divine fortress, your inner garden can flourish, producing fruits of wisdom and beauty that are meant to nourish the soul of the world. You are encouraged to explore the depths of your own being, to discover the hidden talents and the secret melodies that only you can play. The monad delights in your uniqueness, for each chosen one is a different facet of the infinite diamond of the source. In the final reckoning of the spirit, the Obsidian Codex reveals that the greatest miracle is not the parting of seas or the raising of the dead, but the quiet transformation of a human heart into a vessel for the divine. This is the ultimate goal of Magdalene's invocation, to bridge the gap between the human and the holy, to allow the fragrance of the pleroma to permeate the density of the earth. When you live from this place of union, You are no longer subject to the laws of entropy and decay that govern the fallen world. You have entered the realm of the eternal, where time is a circle and every moment is an opportunity to experience the fullness of being. This is the indestructible fortress, the sanctuary of the incorruptible light, where you are forever safe, forever loved, and forever free. Let the silence of the monad be your guide, and the mercy of Magdalene be your comfort. Walk with the dignity of one who knows they are protected by the highest powers in existence. Do not fear the shadows, for they are merely the absence of the light you carry. Hold fast to the truths revealed in these scrolls, for they are the keys to your liberation and the maps to your true home. The Pleroma is not a distant heaven, but a present reality, waiting for you to claim your place within its radiant embrace. You are the chosen, the keepers of the flame, the guardians of the secret wisdom. Rise now in the power of your divine inheritance, and let the world be transformed by the presence of the incorruptible light that shines through you. The journey is long, but the destination is certain, and the blessings of the Source are with you at every step, in every breath, and in every heartbeat of your eternal existence. As the final echoes of the invocation fade into the stillness of your heart, a profound sense of completion settles over your soul. The fragments of your journey begin to weave themselves together into a coherent tapestry of divine purpose. The struggles, the triumphs, the tears, and the laughter are all seen as essential threads in the masterwork of your becoming. You stand now at the threshold of a new way of living, a way characterized by an unwavering trust in the benevolence of the monad and a deep commitment to the path of the light. The Obsidian Codex has served its purpose, igniting the spark within you and providing the tools for your spiritual sovereignty. Now, you must go forth and embody these truths in the theatre of the world, a living testament to the power of the forbidden gnosis and the enduring love of the Source. The fortress is built, the light is lit, and the way is clear. Walk in peace, for you are the living embodiment of the Pleroma's grace.